Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Papa West, Jacob West, here for episode 3 of TMG Takes the Field, our weekly show about sports, everything sports, except for the NFL, because the NFL is or we talk about the NFL on every Tuesday on the channel Inside the Horseshoe. Um, Go check it out. Matt Beer does a great job. I'm on there occasionally. And yes, I am an NFL fan. You can tell by my Eagles shirt that I just got, that I wasted like $30 on one of those NFL mystery boxes. Don't order the cheap ones from China because I spent $30. Got the shirt, got crappy like football that big, made of foam, and then a pair of children's socks. Yeah, a little bummed about it. Make sure that it's a good site that you go to before you order them, because I imagine that they're a lot of fun whenever you get good stuff out of it. I do kind of like this shirt though. Yeah, but just a little upset about that. But you know why we're here. TMG takes the field. We talk about sports and everything sports. Excuse me. Everything sports related. Gonna go and start off with some breaking news. Not a lot of breaking news to go over. A lot of the stuff we'll go over in the individual sports. Biggest thing, there have been a lot of injuries in the NFL. Carson Wentz sprained both of his ankles this past Sunday. Tua Tagovailoa fractured a rib. So I realize football is fun. Stay safe though while you're playing it. That's really it that I have seen as far as breaking news. But again, feel free to throw in some comments and we will talk about anything later on down the show. We will go ahead and move into our next topic, the NBA, and just like I say every other week. Not a lot of stuff going on in the NBA because it's not the NBA season right now, but the little bit that is going on, we will definitely talk about. First thing I want to talk about, JJ Redick, of course, played college basketball for the University of Duke, and then didn't have a stellar career in the NBA, had a good career, but played with 6 teams, the Magic, Clippers, 76ers, Pelicans, Bucks, and Mavericks, 15 seasons in the NBA. He announced his retirement, so he will no longer be playing basketball. Still, he had a very good career, very good player. I am not a huge Duke fan. I remember watching him with Duke, thought he was pretty good, and then, of course, played in the NBA. Never that lights out play, never that big star like you have with LeBron or Kawhi or players of that caliber, but still a decent. I believe he had a couple Sixth Man of the Year awards. Was definitely a good player. Some might say underrated, but we might hit that argument in Sports Brawl one of these days. Other news in the NBA. Ben Simmons, the LSU star who now plays for the I'm looking right at it. I don't know why I can't think. The 76ers has come out saying he does not want to play with the 76ers anymore. News yesterday, he told the team he didn't report to camp. He wasn't going to report. It has come out. Their head coach, forgot his first name, Doc Rivers, legendary coach, has tried to convince Ben Simmons to stay. We will see how that affects the near future. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves just let go of president of basketball operations, Gerson Rosas. The Minnesota Timberwolves team that really hasn't done all that great since they got rid of Kevin Garnett back in like 2006, 2007 when he got traded to the Celtics. They had a couple years where people thought that they would do good, especially with Anthony Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns. Had like 3 straight number 1 draft picks. Haven't really had the success that they have wanted. So getting a change, we'll see how that works in the future. And that is all we have for the NBA today. Again, once the season plays a lot more, we will talk about the NBA a lot more. That is soon. Now we're going to be talking about the MLB. Little less than 2 weeks left in the season. We're going to kind of see how everything is turning up. Not a ton of changes in the standings. Biggest thing is a lot of teams have had letters pop up beside their name now in the standings. We did talk last week how San Francisco and the Dodgers have clinched a playoff spot. Two other teams have clinched a berth in the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Rays, I'm sorry, are the only team in the American League that have clinched a playoff spot. And then alongside the Giants and the Dodgers, the Milwaukee Brewers have also clinched, which isn't all that surprising, really. When 2 weeks ago, when we were doing in-depth look at everything, we kind of talked about how they had like a 12-game lead, so it would be hard to see them lose that lead, which they're more than likely not going to. Several teams have fully been eliminated from playoff contention. I'll go ahead and list them now. In the American League, only one team in the East, the Baltimore Orioles, will not be moving on in October. Not that that's a surprise to anyone. In the Central, the Detroit Tigers, Kansas City Royals, and Minnesota Twins. And in the West, the Los Angeles Angels and the Texas Rangers. All still have a couple games left in the season, but their season will 100% be done at the end of September. No chance of moving on. In the National League, we have in the East the Miami Marlins and Washington Nationals. Washington, of course, got rid of their entire team practically. They got rid of like 3-4 stars. They will not be moving on in October. In the Central, the Cubs and the Pirates. Cubs also one of those teams that got rid of a lot of people. They will not be moving on. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks, a team that I've actually seen in person, which was a very fun experience. They have been eliminated from playoff contention. Both them and the Orioles tied for the worst record in baseball right now at 48 wins, 103 losses. So they will not be making it on. But we're just going to go ahead and keep talking about what we've been talking about. Where everyone is currently sitting at. Staying with the American League East, not staying with, moving back to. So the Tampa Bay Rays have clinched a spot in the playoffs, haven't clinched the division, but they're still in the lead. The Boston Red Sox at 87 and 65 are 6.5 games back right now. And then Toronto and the Yankees are both at 85 and 67, 8.5 games back from that number one spot, 2 games back from the number 2 spot. So that's going to be interesting to watch. The AL Central, Chicago White Sox at 85 and 66 still have a very good lead in that division. The next team, the only other team in playoff contention, is the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Guardians, sorry, at 74-76, they are 10.5 games back and probably will be the next team to be eliminated from playoff contention. They are 10.5 games back of the White Sox for the division and pretty far back from the wild card. Actually, looking at it, they don't have a chance at the wild card, it looks like. So they're really playing for the division, which is going to be tough. The West, not shaping up like I thought it would. The Houston Astros, Asterix, whatever you want to call them, are 90 and 61, are currently in the lead. Seattle and Oakland are both at 82 and 69, both 8 games back. So that is still a very tight race in the AL West. Really, as we get closer, again, there's less than 2 weeks left. We're going to start seeing a lot more Z's. And next week, we'll probably have a full playoff picture, if not definitely the week before. And I'll do a special episode of the MLB playoffs, kind of talking about that and giving my legitimate predictions based on how it ended. I'll do wild card at the end. Moving on to the National League in the East, the Braves are at 79 and 70. Another really tight race is the AL East. The Philadelphia Phillies are 3 games back at 77-74, and the Mets are 7 games back at 73-78. In the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers again have clinched the playoff spot. They're at 91 and 60. 9.5 games back behind them are the St. Louis Cardinals at 81-69. And then 13.5 games back is the Cincinnati Reds at 78-74. Cincinnati more than likely does not have a chance to win the division, but definitely wanting to make that second wild card spot. Cardinals probably aren't going to make the division either at 9.5 games back, but still, with the NBA or MLB playoffs, anything is possible. And then in the West, we do have the Giants, 98 and 53, 1 game back behind them. The only team to, or one of the 2 teams that I picked to win the division that is not currently winning the division, the Dodgers at 97-54. They are 1 game back behind the Giants. The San Diego Padres at 76-74, 21.5 games back. And then the Colorado Rockies, 70 and 80, 27.5 games back. So a lot of teams still in that wild card hunt. As we talked about the wild card now, currently in the American League, Boston has that first seed. Toronto and the Yankees are both tied for that second seed. Toronto does have a tiebreaker on New York. I don't know exactly what they do for the tiebreaker. It might be the division record. But what I'm looking at right now, it has Toronto and then New York. I'm sure Toronto has had a better record against the Yankees. But right behind them, Seattle is 2.5 games back for that second spot, alongside Oakland. Cleveland and Detroit are next at 10 and 11. Everyone else is, no, actually Detroit's not even in it anymore. Cleveland's the last team in it at 10 games back. But when one team, the Detroit Tigers, are 11 games back and they have been eliminated from playoff contention already, it does not look good for Cleveland. They will have to win out and hope that both the Yankees and the Blue Jays can lose out, and a lot more help has to come their way. As far as the National League goes, right now the Dodgers have that first seed. They are 15.5 games in front of second place, which right now is the St. Louis Cardinals. Right behind them, the Cincinnati Reds, 4 games back. The Philadelphia Phillies, 4.5. San Diego Padres are at 5. The Mets are at 8.5. And the Colorado Rockies are at 11. The next team would be the Cubs, who I already said are eliminated at 14.5. So the Rockies do have a little bit of wiggle room, but it doesn't look good, which is bad because I'm kind of a Rockies fan. They were the team that I actually watched in person against the Diamondbacks, and I kind of live in that area, so you always have that home team mentality. You got to root for the underdog too. Next, we are going to move on to NCAA football. We did have a very exciting week last week. Several several very close games. There were a couple of upsets, and about three games where both teams were ranked. So I'll go ahead and just talk about all the ranked teams, or at least they were ranked last week. Whether they stay ranked or not, we'll talk about that too. Oklahoma did survive another nail biter, this time against Nebraska. They won 23-16. Texas A&M, were they my pick to make it to the national championship and lose, beat New Mexico 34-0. Cincinnati survived Indiana 38-24. First upset, West Virginia took on number 15 Virginia Tech and won 27-21. Another nail-biting game, Coastal Carolina beat Buffalo 28-25. An upset, I say upset because everyone called this. The University of Miami, ranked 24, lost to Michigan State 38-17. Michigan destroyed Northern Illinois 63-10. Notre Dame beat Purdue 27-13. Iowa beat Kent State 30-7. Ohio State beat Tulsa 40-20. Clemson beat Georgia Tech in a very close game 14-8. Arkansas beat Georgia Southern 45-10. Georgia beat South Carolina 40-13. Oregon, my pick to win it all, beat Stony Brook 48-7. North Carolina beat Virginia 59-39. Ole Miss beat Tulane 61-21. Did another ranked team play Tulane in the first week of the season and not win decisively? They're probably not as good as people think they are. Yes, those are shots fired at you, Oklahoma. Iowa State beat UNLV 48-3. Fresno State, another upset, beat the number 13 ranked UCLA 40-37 in a very close game there. Three games that were against ranked teams. BYU at 23 upset the number 19 Arizona State 27-17. Alabama and Florida 1 versus 11. Another nail biter. Alabama held on 31-29. And then we had the whiteout game. Number 22 Auburn versus number 10 Penn State. Penn State held on 28-20. Very close game there. A very exciting game. I actually watched a majority of that game, back and forth, which is always exciting. Also, fun fact, Zeb Dolan, everyone's favorite quarterback from South Carolina, who is a coach, played one drive against the University of Georgia, or one or two drives. Luke Doty did finally come in, threw 153 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Just a little fun tidbit there. I'm going to go ahead and go over the new rankings again. This is after the games on Saturday, where we are stepping at now. Alabama is still ranked number 1. They got 59 of the first place votes. Most people think that they should have a lifetime spot as a number 1 seed. I don't know. Maybe. The other 3 votes went to the number 2 seed, the University of Georgia. Number 3 is Oregon. Oklahoma is at number 4. Iowa is at number 5. Penn State bumped up to number 6. Texas A&M is at number 7. Cincinnati is at 8. Clemson is at 9. Ohio State is at 10. Florida is at 11. They're still at 11. Nice. Notre Dame is at 12. Ole Miss is at 13. Iowa State is at 14. BYU had a nice little jump, going up to number 15. Arkansas jumped up to number 16. Coastal Carolina took one step back. They're now number 17. Wisconsin is at 18. Michigan bumped up. They're now number 19. Michigan State has jumped up. They're now number 20. North Carolina is at 21. Fresno State jumped up. They're now at 22. Auburn dropped a little bit. They are 23rd. UCLA dropped quite a bit at number 24. And then Kansas State is ranked at number 25. A couple teams also receiving votes: TCU, Liberty, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, Maryland, Texas, USC, who had a very nice win after letting go of their coach. San Diego State, West Virginia, LSU, Kentucky, Boston College, Wake Forest, Texas Tech, Memphis, Stanford, Louisville, what do you know? Wyoming. Of course, Virginia Tech, Arizona State, and Miami were the only three teams to drop out of the rankings, whereas Michigan State, Fresno State, and Kansas State took their spot. Name your college after a state, and you'll probably be in. All right. That's going to do it as far as college football goes. Now, I'm going to talk about something interesting. Something we haven't really talked about much. And that is the amazing sport of soccer. I don't know if most of y'all know this. I played soccer a lot growing up. From like when I was 8 till high school, I played, which is funny because I am a big man. I have always been a big guy, and you wouldn't think of a big guy playing soccer. My brother did it, so I really enjoyed watching him, which in turn made me want to play a lot, which I actually did play a lot. It's always just been that kind of fun sport to watch, and I realize most people hear fun, soccer, what? Those two words don't go together. Well, they kind of do, just depending on who you are. I get it's not for everybody, but it's for me. You might be asking yourself, Papa, why is the last thing you're going to talk about soccer? What big news is there in the world of soccer? The MLS, Major League Soccer, which is the United States Soccer League, and La Liga, which is Spain, have agreed to have a giant World Cup like tournament. I believe it is later on this year. Every team in La Liga, every team in Major League Soccer, they're going to be thrown into groups and they're going to play each other. It's going to be just like the World Cup. So you're going to have your groups of four. Each team will play each team in their cups. You'll have 3 games in your group. Then they'll take the top 2 teams and put them in a big tournament, and we'll have a team win. So you best believe I'm going to cover this. You best believe La Liga is probably going to sweep, and it's only going to be La Liga teams. But I kind of have hope. I am a big Seattle Sounders fan. I have a couple hats. They've got a really good team this year. I would love to see them take on those small La Liga clubs. I was looking to think if I could name one off the top of my head, and I can't. Because, of course, when you think of La Liga, you think of Madrid and Barcelona. Madrid will probably win it if we're going to be honest with each other. Barcelona, since they lost Messi, has not had a great team this year. Right now, after 4 games, they're sitting at 2 wins, 2 losses. I was hoping to see if I could find some more news about that, but I'm not finding anything at the moment. Kind of see if dates and stuff like that, because you best believe I'm going to be following this while it's going on, and we'll be talking about it at least a little bit um, while that's going on. Um, but yeah, that was just something that I thought was really interesting to hear. Um, I thought it'd be pretty fun concept. As far as predictions go, Real Madrid will probably win it. Juventus had a chance up until um, Cristiano Ronaldo ended up going to um, Manchester United. I completely forgot where he went to for a second. Although that would have been really fun to watch him in this. But yeah, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid might be able to do something. And who knows, Barcelona might surprise everybody. Um, you might be asking yourself, Jacob, why are you saying it like that? Why am I saying what like that? That, of course, is a quote from Hot Rod. But there's that commercial where the guy's talking about his friend with a credit card with special points. And he's like, "How does Brad get to do all this? You know, he just went to Barcelona. Is that how you say it? Barcelona, Barcelona." Makes me feel a little special when I say it like that. As far as teams in the MLS, I think could make a run. Of course, the Seattle Sounders, my team. Sporting Kansas City is another really good team. Colorado Rapids, I do actually really like their team. Another team I went to see in person. If they had Tim Howard still as goalie, heck yeah, they're definitely going to win it all. But he retired 2 years ago, last year. The New England Revolution is also another team to look out for. And then maybe New York FC. Um, and I realize, hey, LA Galaxy, also LAFC. Those are two really good teams. They might make a run, but it'll just be fun to watch. Two things you never thought you would see. You never see Major League Soccer and La Liga taking each other on, but hey, it'll be fun. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have this be a shorter show today. Not a ton going on, like what has been going on in the past. Again, I will probably do something special with the MLB playoffs. It'll still be going on by next week episode, so we'll talk about the standings and all that, and then we'll have um, right before the wild card games. We'll plan on going and talking about the playoffs matchups. I'll try to get someone else on, um, see what their predictions are. I'll rewatch episode one, find out what my predictions were, see how off they were, um, and we'll go from there. But, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Give me your thoughts. What was your favorite game to watch in college football this last week? And who do you think will win the MLS La Liga Cup, whatever it's called, whenever it comes out? Leave your comments. If you're able to guess the team that wins and then the final score or the score of the finals, I'll throw in a prize of some sort. It might just be a nice crisp high five over the internet, but we'll see. But anyways, thanks. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe. Or don't. I don't care. I'm not your dad. But I could be your papa.